you are looking for a fun and quick quilting project to make as a handmade gift, then this video is something for you. Hi there! My name is Irene and you are watching the Sugaridoo channel. Sugaridoo is all about happy crafty projects for quilting and crochet. And today I'm going to make a mini quilt without a binding. I am making this huge tulip placemat for my grandmother. I turned two 9-inch blocks into a 12 by 17-inch mini quilt. I wanted to try to make a quilt without a binding, and this mini quilt seemed to be the perfect project to try that. Did you ever make a quilt without a binding? I would love to read in the comments below because this was my first attempt, and I'm very curious if you ever did that and what your thoughts are on doing a quilt without a binding. In my previous video about how to do foundation paper piecing on freezer paper, which I will link somewhere in the screen, I used a background fabric which I changed my mind about. So for the placemat I'm going to use this background fabric. I've printed two 9-inch or 22.5 centimeter tulip blocks from the Sugaridoo Sampler. And the blocks are quite similar, but they differ slightly in the height of the tulips and the pots and how the leaves are designed. From the two tulip blocks, I'm using 3 tulips to make the placemat. Let's get started on the block. Have our 3 tulips. I am going to add a 3 centimeter border around it, so the finished placemat will be somewhere around 30 by 43 centimeters big. To the blocks. Now the quilt top has the correct size and it's time to make a mini quilt out of it. I found a scrap of batting and I'm going to use that to start quilting on this one. And for this placemat I'm going to try something new, so I'm not going to use any binding to finish the quilt. So first off I'm going to add some quilted lines to the quilt top and the batting only. And then I'm going to add a backing fabric and turn the quilt inside out. I'm going to show you in a minute what I mean. And then I'm going to add some extra quilted lines to complete the mini quilt as a placemat. finished the first round of quilting. Now I'm going to square up the quilt top and cut a backing fabric to the exact same size as the mini quilt. What I want to do now is to put these two with the right sides facing each other, and then I'm going to stitch along the edge and leave open a gap, then turning it inside out and then adding some extra quilted lines to finish the mini quilt. So as the first step, I'm going to pin these two in place. And when I'm sewing, I will leave open a big portion of the side of the quilt so I can turn it inside out when it's done. To get nice and crisp corners, I chip away a bit of the corner of the quilt. Then we can turn it inside out. Pressing your finger in the corner to get it nice and crisp. So the placemat is now almost all finished. I'm just going to sew around the edge of the placemat and then add some extra lines to connect the front of the quilt, the batting and the back fabric, and also to close the hole in the side of the quilt, of course. I was planning to add some extra quilting to secure the backing fabric to the placemat itself, but since it's such a tiny mini quilt, I don't think that's really necessary. So I'm just going to add one more line of sewing around the outside of the quilt to secure the place where there was a hole between the backing and the front of the quilt. And then I think it's already done. It is finished! I really like it. It's quite cute for a placemat, I think. I think when I would be using this technique of not using binding and turning your quilt inside out for a larger mini quilt, then I would definitely add some quilting to join the front of the quilt and the backing fabric. And then I guess I mostly would do continuous lines of quilting, so I wouldn't have to worry about fastening and varying a lot of threads.